Are you ready?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. How y'all been? What's going on, dog? Like, what's going on in the world, just in general? You know what I mean? How are we doing? I know our Commanders world has just been flipped upside down, completely flipped upside down. Some of us saw this coming, right? A lot of us saw this coming. We're like, hey, sit on. What's going on, y'all? It's Jayden Daniels. It's JDC Talk Sports, Jokes Dynasty Talk Sports, and today we're going through Jayden Daniels being sat down for the last 3 games of the season. Before we get started, I want to just encourage y'all to please comment. Tell me what you think about the things that we're going to be discussing in this live. We're on Twitch right now, live, as you can see. This is my first ever sports podcast, so tell me what I need to improve on, because I'm sure there's a lot. Audio quality, yikes. You know what I mean? But we're here. Jayden Daniels gets shut down. It was just talked about today. Shoot, what is today? The 14th? 15th. 15th of December. Yikes. DQ went on the presser today. He started off the presser by talking about how refreshing it was to get a win. I mean, like, I bet it has been. It's been like a good 2 months, 3 months, honestly, since October. October the what? 5th? 2nd? Gosh, man. This team, man. This team will do it to you, bro. This team will do it to you. And if you're still over here watching people's content on the Commanders, kudos to you. You've been here for a while. You know what it is. What does Louis T say? Whether the team's giving us the highest of highs or the blues to blues? Oh, it's been the blues to blues, man. Injury after injury after injury. He said how good getting that win was and how it was refreshing for him. You know, that the locker room, you haven't felt that energy in a while. And I'm so happy for these guys, man. So happy for these guys, bro. It can't be easy losing, man. It can't. It's not easy. It's not easy seeing it as a fan. Can't imagine being on the field every freaking week, putting in that much work and losing. Can't. He said that the team needs improvement. He said something in particular that I wrote down here, is that consistency continues to haunt us. If there isn't a quote that sums up this whole season, it would be that. Consistency continues to haunt us. Injuries, time on task, coaches weaving in and out, right? Even though consistency continues to haunt us, he said. And I stopped, and it was only within like the first like minute of his presser. I watched the whole thing. I stopped, I paused, and I was like, that's it right there. That's it right there. You know, gosh, y'all have any background on who I am, but I've always said, man, is that the time on task killed this team, bro. And you can think about this all the way to not signing Terry. I mean, it's one of those things where I look at it, I'm like, man, maybe it was doomed from the start, bro. And I remember coming into the season, yes, I was high on life. I was like, yo, we got Jayden, but we were just 60 minutes away from going to a Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl I've ever seen in my life. The first Super Bowl I have ever seen in my life was 60 seconds away last year. What? I was hyped for this season. And then you get into Jayden. I'm not Jayden. You get into Terry missing time. And at the time, I was like, okay, I get it. And people were like, you know what? Hey, like this is bad. They need to get it done. I'm like, they're gonna get it done. You know what I mean? It took a while. We all knew Terry was coming back. It took a while, but I was like, okay, this shouldn't disrupt him as much as it did until it was almost like, until he was, they were saying, oh, he's practicing, but like, is he really getting the reps? No. No. Excuse me. Consistency continues to hurt us. I just feel like that's the theme. That's the overarching theme with the Washington Commanders in general this year. And so DQ starts his presser, and they're talking about how I feel like he's talking to the fans, right? Because you have two different extremes. The side that said, hey, sit him, stop this, end this. After that Seattle game, I was at the Seattle game. That was my first ever game as a command. Like, you're not, look. I was born into this. I'm not going nowhere. This is my team through and through. Whether we're 0-18 by the end of the year, or we got a Super Bowl the next year, it's my team through and through. And so there's two separate extremes. I want to hear your personal opinions on this. Before today, there was the conversation of, do you sit Jayden Daniels for the rest of the year, or do you play him? And I'm under the impression that you play him as long as he's healthy. And what does healthy mean, right? I mean healthy as in that arm can take a hit. He's a quarterback, guys. He is a quarterback. And one thing about Jayden Daniels is that he needs reps. He needs them. I feel like as fans, we get so caught up in the, man, like we just, all we can think about is last year. And we're so caught up, like this guy, we keep thinking that he's beyond his years. Is Jayden him? Yes. That boy is a dog. One of them ones. I'd say in some cases elite. But he needs preparation. It's like Batman. You give Batman no prep time, he might get dogged a little bit. He's gonna come out fine. You give Batman prep. You give that man some prep. It's cooked. It's over. That's how I see Jayden Daniels. And so I was of the mindset of, hey, play him if he's healthy. I mean 100% healthy. I mean that it can take a hit, it's healed, it's good, it's finished. Hindsight's 2020, we're no longer in that reality anymore. He then goes to say, getting back to what I was saying, he was talking to his fans, us fans, I feel like. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I said I wanted to know what your opinion was. What do you feel like should have been done? What do you feel like should have been done? Is this the best way? Because he said nothing's changed. It's still the same injury that got re-aggravated. No structural damage. Do you agree with it? I agree with it. Personally, if he can't play, don't play. If he's too hurt, don't make a bad situation worse. Because Jayden, mentally, he's a dog competitor. He's a dog competitor. I mean, he's going to want to play. And when he plays, he's going to want to do it all. And so you either put him in a situation where you say, hey, Jayden, you could do this, but maybe not this and the third. Or you put him in a situation where he could do it all. And you wait for that. That's that. DQ said, we all know the best way to grow is during games. But with that, that's not our best way for us here. There are other ways to learn. I feel like he was talking solely to the people, to the fans, and they're going to be upset fans that he's not getting back out there. That, hey, look, we know what's best for Jayden. Like, I'm sure that they do. No doubt in my mind. I'm not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? But he said that there are other ways to learn, and they said that he's going to continue to practice. I feel like if he can practice and continue to at least be there, like this isn't a end all be all type injury. Yes, it sucks, but there's still Jayden can still learn. Is he putting on that VR headset? I don't know, right? But he can still learn. He can still grow and develop. Now, is he? I feel like Jayden's already. It's not like he's not football smart, right? It's not like he doesn't know how to read the read coverages, or you know what I mean. I feel like the only thing he really needs help with is the RPO. But Marcus Mariota runs out like a mug. You can get that from him. Talk to your old man, right? I feel like that's the only thing. But it's not like he's not book smart. So it's like I feel like the only thing that he's really that really set him back this year isn't the fact that he didn't know plays or he couldn't, read a defense. It's that he had no time on task, man. It's that the wide receiver room got cooked. I was like, yo, this is a Luke McCaffrey breakout year. I need that done. Oh, this season sucks. Luke McCaffrey breakout year. I'm preaching that. I'm believing in that. Done. Gone. Bye. See ya. Terry McLaurin's going to get another 1,000-yard season. He always gone. See ya. Debo's going to be a stable part of the... I mean, he still is, right? But, I mean, shout out to bro. It's not the fact that Jayden doesn't know how to play football, and that's why we're saying he needs reps. I'm saying that is because we've seen how he does when we just got to throw random people in there. It sucks. He needs to play with those guys that are on the field every day, and that's with any quarterback. We're not getting that this year, right? But I think that's what he needed. But I also agree with Dan Quinn when he was talking about this is what's best for him. I think this is what's best for him. His message was simple. DQs. His message was simple. He has to be cleared first. If he's not clear, I'm not putting him in there. Right? And has that always been the case? Probably not. I mean, you go back to the Seattle game. Could he probably send out another week? Probably. You know what I mean? Could he probably send out probably. But he needs to be cleared. And that was a clear statement by Dan Quinn. That's what he wanted. That's what he needed. And that's he's gonna stand 10 toes on that every single time, man. Every single time. We get into later in the presser, and at this point, I'm looking at Dan Quinn. I'm like, yo, if you watch the presser after we lost, after we got decimated, destroyed, kicked in the teeth, smacked in the jugular, freaking liver shot, liver shot, liver shot. In that Vikings game, you saw how just like he's like DQ's losing it, bro. Like, I'm always gonna pay attention to that body language, tone of voice. Dude, I love psychology, bro. That's my thing. I'm gonna pay attention to those things when watching DQ. And you last presser and this presser is two different Quins, man. Last presser I saw a man who struggled to even like he hearing people talk. You could just tell he's like, man, I'm trying to do this, man. Like, come on, bro. John Con, leave me alone. Candy, stop asking me, bro. Like he don't feel like doing like you could just tell. But one thing about Dan Quinn is that he sets a good example for his players, man. And this presser right here was a whole lot different. You could tell it was almost like a relief that you know was happening. You know what I mean? It's almost like okay. We made the decision. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off, right? We made the decision. It is what it is. We're sitting them. All right, let's move on. Right? Especially off of a win. I think that was the biggest thing. Let us have lost that game. Oh, I think about it now. I'm actually glad that we won. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But later in the presser, I saw this. I heard this question that maybe some of y'all might have this question still, but I just didn't think it was a good question. He said, I don't know who it was. He said, if we were 10-4 instead of 4-10, would he, as in Jayden Daniels, be playing? Duh. Like, what a question that is. I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe he was trying to gauge, you know what I mean? Like what where the injury was at. Excuse me. But yes. It's not like this is Jayden Daniels' first injury season. He's had injuries last year. The rib injury that he said was broken during the Hail Mary, even though rib is a bit different. You could play through that, right? But I think it re-aggravated at one point in time. That's besides the point. It's like I heard a lot of talk about people comparing Jayden Daniels to Justin Herbert and saying that we should play him because Justin's playing injured. You know, his hand or whatever, like it's on a different arm. He can still. Justin Herbert has a chance to go to the playoffs and do something. Our season is done. Our season's cooked. Cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, our season's cooked. We're not going anywhere. And what's interesting about our season being as done as it is, our team is still fighting. But I just thought this was just a bad question. Because yes, he would play. Yes, he would play. It is a injury on his left arm. If we had a chance to go to the playoffs and we needed to win out these last 3 games, yes, he would play. 100%. So that was I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And DQ, he had an interesting. I think it was kind of miffed. I think he felt the same way I felt about the questions. Like, okay, why? He said we aren't there, so we're not having that conversation. I mean, duh. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not gonna go into homie too much, but I mean, yeah, you're done. You know what I mean? I think that he would have played 100%. I think everyone knows that, right? And sometimes the question in life isn't can I, it's should I, right? Can he play? Probably. Should he? Should he? No. No. Jayden's a fighter, man. He's gonna leave it all there, and he's gonna leave it all out there. Even DQ said he was like, he was asked what was Jayden's reaction. We all know what Jayden's real reaction was, bro. He said he was upset but understood. Yeah, 100. That's nice. But we know Jayden, bro. He was begging to get back on the field after his first injury. He's like, man, I could have been played versus the Raiders, I believe it was. Could have been played. Should have played. That's how he felt. This one, I think, is a bit more different. I feel like all the injuries in the season, I've seen a more humble Jayden. I've also seen a little less confident Jayden, and I want to kind of switch to talk more about Jayden recently. In watching Jayden's performances all throughout the dude's always smiling, always happy, always excited, just to be out there, right? He oozes confidence in every throw, every run. It's like he's poised. They call it a smooth operator for a reason. Stone Cold Killer for a reason, right? I'm nervous about our boy. I am. Because what winning does is it boosts your confidence. Jayden Daniels just talked to us a couple weeks back how this has been one of the toughest, like some of the toughest stretches of the season mentally he's ever had to face in his football career, right? This goes deeper than the NFL in his career, right? And so I heard that and I was like, you know what? That makes sense. Injury prone, not injury prone, but injury ridden season. And it's not just Jayden, but I can understand how that could ruin your confidence. But then you come back and you're ready to shake off some of those cobwebs. And you have a banger first drive. I remember that first drive. I was watching this. I was like, oh my gosh, yes! I almost cried. Chat. I almost cried because it was something so beautiful. Something so beautiful. The first drive where he was boom down the field. Golly. Oh, help me. I'm thinking about not our Giants game. I'm thinking about our Vikings game. I can't remember. But Kliff was calling an amazing game. He had the preparation. He goes down the field. His Debo Samuel right in the hands. It drops, and boy, did our season, did our hope drop with that ball. Because everything else was a headache. Everything else was cooked. And so, how do you, as a player, bounce back from that, and then drives later, you're injured. You're back in the medical tent. They're like, hey, we're not putting you back out there. And Dan Quinn said he could have went back out. I don't think this is about the injury being truly bad because Dan Quinn said so. He said he could have played. He could have went back out there. We said no. Okay? It truly isn't about the severity of the injury. It's just like, man, this season's already gone down the drain. But Jayden, you then see him get animated at the Zach Ertz injury, and yeah, I understand why. I feel like as fans, we kill this team over being so old, and you forget what age brings wisdom, and that's a mentor for Jayden right there. Zachary even said, man, he made me love playing the game again, bro. And he's gone for the rest of the season over a Marcus Mariota freaking ball of hell, bro. A hospital ball. And now you're done for the season. You wake up. You get there this afternoon because they said they told him this afternoon. You get up. And I said, yeah, we're going to set you. Yikes. Yikes. And so I know Jayden Daniels probably doesn't think like us fans. I know for me, I'd be hurt, right? He probably is mentally about it. I hope he's alright. Because this cannot be easy, bro. No one thought the season was going to go like this. Especially not that coaching staff. Especially not those players. Especially not Jayden. No, I'm not Jayden's friend or nothing. I don't know that man. But I'm thinking from the outside looking in. Can't be easy. Can't be. And so I'm hoping him going to practice can help him, just being around the guys. You know what I mean? Because it sucks, dude. It sucks. Laramie Tunsil might be out, guys. It sucks. Noah Brown is gone. It sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, man. And so that's pretty much the breaking news. But I did want to touch on one more thing. The future of this team. We have 3 games left. We have the Cowboys Christmas, I believe. Wait, is that? Dang. Actually, is that our next game? Next game, Cowboys. Oh, let me look it up for y'all right quick. I could be tripping. Christmas seems so much further away in my mind than maybe it is, and if that's the case, that's gonna be crazy. Eagles. I'm tripping. I'm bugging. We have the Eagles next week. Yikes. Actually Saturday. This Saturday at 5. We then week 17 we have the Cowboys. Week 18 we have the Eagles, and then our season's over. Right. And my headphones just fell. Shout out to bro. After that, our season's over. So, my question to you all is, did you want to lose out this season? I know a lot of people who wanted to lose out. I'm one of them. After that Vikings game, I'm like a lot of other Commanders fans, bro. I'm looking at drafts. And it's hard. I told myself I would. It's hard, but I can't. I'm looking at Rico from Street Scores. Shout out to Rico. I'm looking at Rico from Street Scores. I'm like, bro, what we got? What we got, bro? Who's falling? You know what I'm saying? Who we need? And I can't. I'm not gonna lie, Commanders family. I rooted for a loss last week. I did. I did not want to win. But the thing is, I woke up today and I forgot how this felt. At times I forget that it's needed. As fans, we forget that, man, they need to win for morality's sake and morality purpose. So Dan Quinn can keep a hold of this team, who, by the way, still fights for him like hell, by the way. Who still will go under any trench, climb any mountain for Dan Quinn. They fight. They fight. And also for a lot of people, y'all, that want him to lose his job, that are out on Dan Quinn, which I don't think he's going anywhere. I can't be mad at you. But I look at it and I'm like, man, he's been here for 2 years. Last year was a blessing. Don't get it confused. Last year was 100% a blessing. Also 100% a curse. Because we got blinded, I feel like. If there's one thing that I thought Dan Quinn was going to do, and he did, was establish a culture here. Guys, we haven't had a culture for years. And he kept saying every single week, every presser, every loss, testing of the brotherhood. The testing of the brotherhood, the testing of the brotherhood, the testing of the brotherhood. Let us have lost this game. Let us have lost this game. What do you think happens? Excuse me. Now, I don't know if he loses the locker room. I severely doubt it. I doubt it. But I think about it and I'm like, man, he could have. But this team fights like hell for him, so I doubt that he does. But I'm just saying that, guys, I'm under the belief, and just me to you, do you give Dan Quinn another year? Another 2? Another 3? Right? What Kendrick Lamar say? When stuff hits the fan, is you still a fan? Are we still a fan? I'm still up on DQ, bro. I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like he didn't take the Cowboys' trash defense to a defense that we could never do anything about. That all around the league couldn't really do anything about till you get to Green Bay and San Francisco. That's besides the point, right? Is he the best coach for us? Maybe. No. Maybe not. Who are you gonna replace him with? Leave it down in the comments. But as far as a guy that we need in that locker room, you can't get any better than Dan Quinn. What other coach are they going to fight behind like Dan Quinn on a losing season? On a losing season. You tell me, man. That's why I'm not out on Dan Quinn. Because I feel like Ron Rivera was inept. Previous coaches were inept. It irked me. We could be eliminated. That irked me. You don't see that amount of ineptitude with Dan Quinn. We're not dealing with the same guys. And guys, I know you don't want to hear that. It's not the same regime. It's not the same regime. Let it go. We don't need to have PDST no more. He's gone. And so, oh gosh, I forgot who was on the that one podcast. But he said, man, like, when we lose, we just revert back. Jayden Daniels get hurt, we revert back to RG3. Dan Quinn has a bad coaching stretch, we revert to Ron Rivera. It's our front office does something stupid, we revert back to the Snyder. It's like, guys, let them cook, bro. And I know we got some issues. Don't get me wrong, they're not void of blame. Dan Quinn has put some horrible people, I mean, like coaching wise, on the staff. I get it. Adam Peters can't draft. His first two draft stretches are not that good, not that impressive. The only ones I would really put up there is Trey Amos, because I still feel like he's a dog. Jayden Daniels, that was a gimme. And we almost could have got JJ McCarthy. And Mikey? You got to put Mikey up there. That pick was beautiful. Jay Lane, even though you guys don't like him that much as a receiver, Jay Lane is dynamic, guys. Give him a second. I feel like we often revert back to our past. It's robbing us of seeing the future, man. And that's just life, right? That is just life. So, I was under the mindset that we should tank. And now after winning, I'm like, bro, go beat the Eagles, bro. Go beat the Eagles. Sweep the Eagles. Go sweep the Eagles. And go crush Dak. At home. I want to have a good Christmas, yo. I want to have a good Christmas. Open your presents early. I want to have a good Christmas. I can't lose to Dak. Oh my gosh. I'd rather be swept by the Eagles than lose to Dak one more time on Christmas Day. Oh my goodness. I'd rather... Don't lose to Dak. Don't lose to them Cowboys, man. Beat them. Crush them. Get back. Get back. DQ. Get back. Come on, bro. Dak said that's the same defense we ran in practice. Ain't nothing changed. That's the same thing. Draw it up. Huh. Like, come on, Daniel Quinn. Daniel Quinnathan. Lock in, bro. I'm still not out on him, but I'm just saying we can't lose to the Cowboys. You see what losing to the Cowboys makes me do? I get to crashing out a little bit. All right, beat the freaking Cowboys, and I'm a happy camper, bro. I feel like we should have lost. I feel like we should have lost out. I feel like we really should have. But now that we're here, now that we're probably going to take like the 9th pick in the draft, go ahead and fire for that. Go ahead and just crush the rest of them, bro. Try. So, I mean, we've already swept the Giants, by the way. I mean, for the second year in a row, you feel me? My bad. Mop the boys up, bro. Get them up out of here. I have a little bit of for me, I have a couple questions. I feel like I have a couple of questions of like how we're gonna go forward. We clearly need some coaching staff changes. I don't know if you start at the snake's head and cut it off, or you cut it off bit by bit at the tail. We struggle with scheming up our players, and maybe because they've been in and out the lineup, right? I feel like we struggle with scheming up our players. Now, Kliff's been doing a little bit of a better job. Having Terry no longer just line up on the left side. Clifford. Sorry, guys. We got to get into that second conversation. Is Kliff here with us? Are we standing by Kliff? I love Kliff, man. I love him. Dude's a guy, right? It's just the thing. Kliff has some lows. He will put you high up on the cliff, but when he drops your ass down, you drop, you plummet. That time where we didn't run the ball 3 straight times, second and 1, what are we doing? He gets in his own way. He gets in his own head. I feel like last year, I feel like Jayden Daniels, and this might be a hot take, but Jayden Daniels, in his success, masked a lot of our problems that we had, and now we're paying for them 100-fold. And now we're just paying for them. Our coaching staff doesn't scheme up our players well enough. I feel like Jalen Lane could be more dynamic. You scheme up Jalen. That man was a vertical threat his whole college career. Don't tell me now all of a sudden he can't stretch the field. Ben Sinnott got 1 target and 1 catch last night. I feel like because we won, we're not pissed off more about that. I feel like because we won, we are not more pissed off about that. It's like we are playing like we got something to lose. Throw the ball to Ben Sinnott. What's going on with Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir? And I love my boy, JCM. That is my guy. That's my guy. Can you not roll? Why does our O-line not block for that man? I understand last game was a fluke. I don't know. Their run defense stinks. We needed that, yes, but their run defense stinks. And let's be honest, I know I'm jumping around here and there emotionally, but let's be honest, we're on a short week this week. If you think we're not gonna get look, we're on a short week this week. Y'all know what happens on short weeks. I don't gotta tell y'all. And just in case you don't know, Kliff can't coach on short weeks. Our team just looks butt on short weeks. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Our team looks ass on short weeks. Excuse my French. I don't even be cussing like that. This team just gets me there. The more I sit here and think about the way the season has gone left, it gets me there. I apologize. Our coaching staff really struggles with scheming up our players, bro. I think, especially even with Joe Witt, and there's a reason why he's no longer defensive coordinator. Thank goodness. Why did it take that long? I don't know. I think our record would be different. And at first, I was like, bro, Dan Quinn must genuinely... When Dan Quinn said he was taking over play calling responsibilities, I was like, okay, you're head coach. You're telling me you don't see what's on the field right now from your defensive coordinator, Joe Witt. And I was like, okay, maybe there were two peas in the pot. Maybe. Dan Quinn just don't know. And then he comes back. I'm like, okay, obviously it's a lot different. I was mad. Those stretches where we got dominated by almost 20 points or more. But I'm not out on Dan Quinn. I feel like this coaching staff needs some help. I do. Something got to give. Somebody needs to look at our players' weaknesses and strengths and be like, all right, we need to incorporate them like this. Why is it so hard for us to give a new tight end the ball? Why is it so hard for us to give Ben Sinnott the ball? I see Chris Rodriguez ball out on our team. Why is it so hard to give JCM the ball? What is this Jerry McNichols crap? Give JCM the ball. We need to know what we have. Jordan McGee, we need to know what we have. Kaha, we need to know what we have. Or Kama John, sorry, we need to know what we have. I feel like that's the issue. The one thing I don't want to happen at the end of the season is to have more questions. I don't want to have more questions. We got to know what we have. I'm sure y'all would agree with me. I'm sure you will agree with me. The last part I really want to talk up, man, I'm not going to talk y'all head off. I know this is the first, we're going to change the subject. This is the first podcast, but Marcus Mariota. Bring him back. Bring Marcus Mariota back. I don't think you have a better backup out there. I haven't seen one. Now you could argue Brissett, which we had him before. We let him go. I was confused. But then understanding like, okay, Mariota and Jayden, they have similar play styles. Okay, that makes more sense. Bring Marcus Mariota back because Marcus still does things really well that Jayden's still struggling with. RPO is the example. Bring him back. I think that they should. I think they will. I can't see Marcus eating up a lot of the cap. I don't think he's going to ask for a lot of money. Where is he going to go? I think he'll be back. Deebo Samuel. A lot of people are 50-50 on this. And me, I'm in the mindset, bring him back. For cheap. Now, if he asks no, you can step. Go ahead. But on a cheap deal, man, yeah. Yes. 100%. Because Deebo is a weapon. I don't think you understand. Our offense this year was supposed to be something beautifully spectacular to watch. You got the deep threat in Terry McLaurin. You got the powerhouse and weapon of Deebo Samuel. You got the big man Noah Brown. You got old no yak Zach Ertz. You got that baller who we didn't know was gonna ball like that, but that baller JCM Bill. It was supposed to be beautiful, man. Injuries ruined it, but I'm not 100%. Yes, Deebo be dropping stuff, and his drops are back-breaking. His drops make you want to just freaking like it just makes you want to crash out. I know, family. I know. But we could use him. You don't understand. He demands attention. You need someone other than Terry McLaurin that demands attention. And if we're not going to get in the draft this year, you need him back. I'm sorry. You need him back. Because I don't know about y'all, it's still a question mark on Luke McCaffrey for me. He's one hell of a returner. He's one hell of a kickoff returner. I don't know about the rest of them. I don't know. Jaylen Lane, still a question for me. He's one hell of a punt returner. I don't know about the receiver. I don't know. We're going to need him back. 100%. We're going to need him back. And so, hold on. And so, with that being said, you need somebody like Debo. You're going to need somebody like Debo. You can't get rid. I wouldn't get rid of him. Unless he's coming here on like some type of heavy bull jive. You need him. You need him. Brandon Ayuk. I'm a bit more nervous on Brandon Ayuk. Because I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen him play football for over a year. Over a year. I don't know where he's at. Him and Jayden are buddy. Yay. I don't know where he's at. But I got my boy, got my brother Kenny over here.
Who's that?
It's the podcast. I'm telling you, I'm live. Huh? Who? No, it's me.
Who are you talking
To the camera. This man thought it was Louis T over here.
I'm about to say this.
Hey, geeks. One day, bro. One day we get Louis T on the show. I'll go on Louis T show. I'll be part of the Commander Kings. Oh, no, that'd be crazy. That's beside the point. So as far as the future for this team, and I think we only have like 5 draft picks, 6 maybe. We need everybody that we can get, guys. It's not like we're struggling cap space wise. You may end up like next year, yeah. Because then you guys start saving for Jayden. Terry probably. I think Terry's on a 3-year deal or 4-year deal. I don't know. Probably put Terry back on like a small contract, depending on if he's hooping like that. Terry is still a dog. Terry McLaurin is still a dog. I don't think I like Terry is still a dog. That brother's something serious, man. That brother's something serious. So, once again, to reiterate my couple questions for y'all. Where are you with DQ and this coaching staff? Do you agree with sitting Jayden? And what do you think the future of the Commanders is? Please leave that down in the comments. Right now we're live on Twitch. It's been fun. It's been kind of a short stream. It's only been like 53 minutes. It's not really a stream. It's more of like a long video. You know what I mean? But that's all I got. That's all I got. And so, thank y'all for watching. If you've watched this long, I appreciate you so much. I mean, Joe Dynasty crew, like, where have we been? I don't know. We're your most consistently inconsistent streamer. We're just like the Commanders. Because inconsistent haunts us.